Insurrection. Federal agents being attacked. What is Donald Trump going to do? That's what we're going to talk about.
You should get a mic.
Yeah, you should get a mic. All right. Hello and welcome to Contramundum.
The American Revolution, in other words, is never finished. It must always be renewed.
Greater love than this hath no man, than that he lay down his life for his friend.
What if it's not envy?
We must take back our cities, and take back our culture, and take back our country. God bless you, and God bless America.
Okay. All right. So a lot has happened. We didn't record last week, and everything happened.
Everything that happened
when
and
we're
then
too busy to record.
after like it goes 3 days without talking about it, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah,
So,
man,
you
a
know,
lot.
I'm hearing this for the first
Dude,
time.
a lot has happened. Like you saw the stories of, like, especially it's really bad in Chicago. I mean, it's bad in Portland too, but in Chicago, there was like an ambush of ICE agents. Like cars like blocked them in, and then somebody either pointed a gun at them or shot at them or something, and
Yeah.
they shot the assailant.
They're trying to bait Trump, dude. That's what they're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they want him to declare. They want him to mobilize on the Insurrection Act, and
it's a little bit too early for that.
yeah, Trump doesn't want to do it yet.
No.
Trump wants to do it like in December of 26.
Yeah, maybe. Or I mean, it's the timetable is probably escalated for that. You know, like they're going to force his hand. But
I don't think the media has the optics right though anymore. Like, because
no,
you know, their whole thing is they want to position him as this evil dictator. But I think the American people are still on his side. Like the Americans don't play around with this kind of stuff.
yeah, like when
They're
you
not
have
interested in riots,
riots,
especially
and,
after
like,
the BLM and the George Floyd stuff
yeah,
and all that.
and like when you have, you know, guerrilla operations taking place inside your own country against federal agents who are carrying out the law. Like even like you see JB Pritzker talking about how they're going to set up anti-ICE zones, and the police in Chicago and in Portland have been commanded to stand down to not assist ICE. Like there was the video, I think it was yesterday, where an ICE agent's trying to arrest an illegal, and some dude is like in a mask is interfering with that, and it like helps him get away.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, like the number one, like why is there only one ICE agent, doing, why aren't there like 3 or 4 just tackling the guy and throwing him in a van?
They need more money.
Yeah, obviously. And 2, like, why isn't there somebody like smashing that guy's skull in with a billy club that's interfering? Right. Like, why not? Why not? I
don't know.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that like the National Guard is being called up to do, to like protect ICE from these attacks. And there's another video in Chicago where they're just like cars following around ICE vehicles all the time, like ramming into them, honking their horns, following them around everywhere. And it's like, yeah, you need like a convoy of Humvees just like running interference.
So you think those are like coordinated Antifa
Oh
stuff?
yeah,
or,
yeah. Like, well, somebody's paying them to do this.
Yeah.
It's not like people that are like, oh, I guess I got nothing to do on a Saturday morning, I'm just going to drive around and follow ICE. Like, no, somebody's paying to make this happen. So like way more has to happen. I mean, the downside, like if you just look at all of the like the pieces on the board as it is, right? I mean, how much of the DOJ is actually reliable? How much of the FBI is actually reliable to do these investigations? Like, that's the thing. Everyone's like, Trump needs to do something. And I feel that way too, right? I'm like, he needs to do something. He needs to, smack him hard. But it's like, how much of the DOJ and how much of the FBI in particular is sympathetic to these people, is like on their side and going to obstruct investigations?
Well, that's the thing. I was talking to a buddy who's at, well, I shouldn't say where he's at, but I was talking to a buddy, and he was saying like it takes 12 to 18 months for them to go through, and I mean longer, to know where their weaknesses are, to know where their enemies are, because you don't even know who you can rely on right now. That kind of stuff. Where the leaks are, I mean, a lot of this stuff, like Antifa knows where they're going. Why? How? There's a lot of moles in these departments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you got to plug all those leaks, and
like my favorite black pillar, Daryl Dow. He's always like, Trump's not doing anything.
Love Daryl. Daryl's a good guy.
Yeah,
we don't attack Daryl.
I'm not attacking him.
Good.
He's my favorite black pillar.
Yeah. He keeps you honest.
But he, like, one of the things that people underappreciate is how extensive the search has to go to find the weaknesses. It's going to take a long time to figure that out. And that's what Hegseth's doing in the military is you have to find the people that are not going to be loyal.
Well, and it's a process that, I mean, it has been multiple decades to stock the DOJ, the Pentagon, like every institution with regime loyalists, right? With people that are loyal.
Get a clip for that.
Of course you do.
You need people to be loyal to your country.
Yeah. Like to remove those people is going to take like a decade of
correct. Yeah.
Of like mega power. And that's like everything kind of stands on this nice edge, right? Where they're doing, what they call direct action, which is, basically terrorism. And do you have the force to be able to shut it down and stop it? Right at this juncture, right now, where things stand, right? That's the question, right? Do they or not? And I don't know. I want to be optimistic that they do.
They will in time. I think they will in time.
Yeah.
I love the irony of this whole situation. Americans have been told for a century that the executive branch should have the most power since Lincoln, right? Lincoln and then FDR, Jackson and then FDR. And we were told that there's the supremacy clause and the federal government has, most of the power and states' rights don't actually exist in any meaningful sense on these types of matters. And I just love the irony of this is that basically what these governors are doing in Portland and Chicago, these mayors, is they are appealing to states' rights in a world where they've gone all in on there's no states' rights.
Yeah, that's right.
And I love the irony of it all. And the other thing is that they're saying that he's this, dictator, authoritarian guy. Well, the Constitution is very explicit that the executive, the president, is the head and lead of the executive branch, and the entire administrative state is technically under his purview.
Oh yeah.
So all of it is legitimate.
Yeah, and right now there's the shutdown going, and we haven't even brought that up yet. Like the government is shut down. Day 5 of government shutdown. Everyone's life is collapsing. I'm sure. I don't know how anyone's able to get out of bed in the morning.
Gary couldn't even make it here today.
Yeah, Gary was not able to be here because the government shutdown or something. But our funding for additional Garys is dried up. So anyway, it is like, so how much, how many people can you fire during the shutdown too? And then you fire them all and then you restock it with your people.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. I think it was, I don't know the details, but I have a suspicion that a lot of it was kind of a trap that
they sprung on the Democrats.
Yes. And the shutdown really helped support Project 2025 and Russ Vogt.
You saw Trump's post about it.
Yeah, I know.
Russ Vogt of Project 2025 fame. That was I sent out a tweet that, I think was underappreciated, the day after the election. And it only got 1,000 likes, and it should have gotten 100,000, in my opinion. And it was, the clip from a movie you haven't seen, I'm sure, The Usual Suspects, where I'm going to ruin the movie for you. Plug your ears. Yeah. Everyone else has seen it. Everyone in the chat has seen it. Right, where you find out who Kaiser Soze is, and it's the guy who has apparently had it looks like he's got cerebral palsy, or half of his body's limp, and then he's walking away after he gets let out by the police, and all slowly the limp goes away. It's I posted that and I was like, Donald Trump no longer referring to it as Project 25, and now Project 2025 is in full effect. It's like that was it was like the most obvious thing. Yeah, he lied about it. Yeah.
I don't think he knew that much. He doesn't. He's not a policy wonk.
He wasn't connected to any of the like, direct details of it. Yeah, that's definitely true.
But his staffers were.
Oh yeah, like everyone in MAGA is connected to it for sure.
Some of them, yeah.
And it was
especially
obvious.
Like the OMB and all that.
I don't know anything about Project 2025. I don't know. And it's like, oh yeah, Project 2025.
That's one of the benefits of Trump is he's not actually in the weeds on this kind of stuff.
No. Yeah.
You know, he just delegates it, and so he's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And Russ Vought, great guy. Is he a Southern Baptist?
I think so.
I think he is.
I think he's definitely a conservative evangelical.
Good dude. Great dude. And the video that Trump posted, the Grim Reaper, you know, like, oh, it's just great. But I mean, that's what you have to do. Like, you have these massive layoffs in the federal government, clear them all out. And then, like, the normal Republican thing would be like, oh, yeah, we're cutting all these jobs. This is great. And
he's like, no, we're going to stock them with our guys.
It's going to be our people now that are there. Yeah. Like, that's what you have to do. It can't be this, like, 1990s budget hawk libertarian thing. No. Like, you need loyalists in the administration. And that's always the thing like the media does is like, oh, it's full of Trump loyalists. As if
for the last 150 years, it wasn't like
stocked full
like
of
communist loyalists and all that. Yeah,
exactly. Like that's the secret history of like the CIA, the OSS.
Yeah,
they were all commies.
Yeah,
right. You always have these people like, ooh, Operation Paperclip. They were secretly getting all these Nazis. It's secretly fascist, and it's like no, they were literal communists the entire time, and no one has any idea. Yeah, it's wild.
And like even during Trump's first term, like the whole deep state war was between regime loyalists and Trump as sort of like a random startup that nobody expected to get in there.
Yeah,
but they were all loyal to the regime.
Yeah, on both sides,
to the establishment on both
Republicans,
sides.
Democrats. Yeah,
Mitch McConnell. I mean, like all those guys were regime loyalists, and they don't mind loyalists. They just don't like people who are loyal to the American people and way of life.
Like our country, our people. Like you can't have loyalty to that. You gotta have loyalty to this faceless Borg that dominates everything and extracts the life out of the American people. So anyway, like that's why I'm perpetually white-pilled about these things. Is because the American people still exists, right? Tens of millions of Americans who are self-consciously for their country and for themselves, even if they aren't able to articulate exactly what that means, right? They exist. They, at the end of the day, they know that they're Americans, that they love this country, they love its history, they love the specific place where they're from, and that is not something they can easily eradicate. Right? They're trying to do the best that they can, but like the more that they do now, the more irate people are, the more people see through all of these things. The other thing that happened with the shutdown is the FBI's, the Department of Justice's Community Relations Service,
got defunded, right?
Is now it was down to like a handful of employees. Now for fiscal year 2026, it has 0 employees. Right, they're all gone. Like, and people don't know about
that. Was the result of the shutdown.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of thing that I think they're taking advantage of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they have to like this like the CRS, man.
Here's the thing.
I
was talking to another buddy. I don't know the details, but after USAID got cut off, the Democrats lost a major mechanism of their own
did you
money.
See, like
so this is why they're fighting so hard for the illegal money flows, because that's their new USAID. They need all that kind of stuff.
They have to have it,
and so they're willing to go through this, but it was a trap. Because once it's shut down, Russ Vought has full reign.
Yeah, you could just cut whatever you want, and the wildest thing, and you can cut it without having because the major obstacle is labor law. You can't just fire people,
right?
Because we have all these communist laws.
That's why I think it was a trap.
And so now when there's a shutdown, it's like, sorry, we can lay off whoever we want. These are layoffs.
Yeah, they're shut down.
We don't have any money.
Yeah, my hands are tied.
Yeah, have to fire you. And so, but like the CRS, man, did you know that there are two parts of the federal government that are by law completely exempt from FOIA requests?
Oh, is the CRS exempt?
One is the Community Relations Service.
I didn't know that.
No FOIA requests can be answered with anything to do with them. The other, the Smithsonian. That's more. We'll leave that to. We'll leave the second one to Haunted Cosmos to delve into those mysteries. It's like they don't want you to know about the giants that they have buried, hidden away in the Smithsonian, all the giant bones.
Oh man, we should do a crossover.
We need to do a crossover episode with those guys soon. On that.
I want some schizo loyalists at the Smithsonian.
Yeah, man. Wild that would be. So the CRS completely exempt from FOIA requests. And so no one has any idea the kind of things that they've done. No one has any idea how integrated they are especially into like local media markets. Right. The CRS goes to whatever news station in Nashville or Atlanta or Minneapolis or Chicago or whatever. It says, you're not going to cover this one. Or if you do, this is exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Right. It goes to the family members of a victim of racial violence and says to them, this is what you're going to say. Oh, you're a Christian. You need to immediately forgive this person and resist any calls whatsoever of like anger, that you're upset about your family member being murdered in this vicious way. And what's interesting is like the CRS is shut down. And what do we see? We see like last week, I think it was a Senate hearing or a House hearing, and the father of one of these victims lit everybody up. And then also the one in Kentucky where the 6-year-old boy, I think it was like 2015 or 2016, was like randomly stabbed to death. Like this guy broke into the house, stabbed the 6-year-old boy to death, stabbed his sister. And after 8 years in prison, they let him out. Right. And it's like, that one's interesting too, because like apparently people like flooded the parole board of Kentucky, with angry emails. And someone posted, and I don't know the provenance of it or if it's legit. Seems like it was. The parole board said like, actually, no, we recommended that he not be released, and that he was released according to like some obscure Kentucky state law. And it's like, well, then it's like a judicial action basically. But nevertheless, it's like this was always the thing, like growing up when there were like in school or whatever, where there would be debates about the death penalty, right? Should we have capital punishment or not? And it was always like, well, if we don't have capital punishment, at least we'll have like murderers be in prison for life and they'll never get out. And I was never satisfied with that. I was always like, no, they committed murder. They should be executed. Like that's right and just. That's what should happen. But now it's not even the consolation of, okay, they're going to be locked away in prison forever. It's they're going to be locked up for a couple of years and then let out.
Well, the guy that killed the white Russian lady on the train or Ukrainian lady on the train, wasn't he on his 14th release or something crazy?
I think he had like 37 felony arrests or something.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's what they do.
Yeah. They want this stuff to happen. They want it to happen. It's not even just that like, oh, I guess it's just a bureaucratic, it's the bureaucratic machinery doing its thing, and accidents will happen.
Purpose of a system is what it does.
Yeah. It's the intended result of what they're trying to do. It's like, and they were able to hide this from the public because all of the victim's family and everything would just shut up. Right. Cause I mean, think about it too. If like this happened to you, for us, I would just tell those people to pound sand and I'd say whatever I think anyway. But for most people, someone from the Department of Justice comes and tells you whatever, and they could easily like vaguely threaten you. They could say, we're going to destroy your life. You know what? We'll have the IRS audit you for the rest of your life. Like, they could do anything they want to threaten these people into compliance. And anything they say or do, any records that they have are completely hidden from the public.
Mm-hmm.
So like the thing, like if there's one thing that I can be like, Trump administration, please do this, it's open up every record from the CRS, dump all of it, right? Put it all out there on the internet.
That's a good idea.
Right. That needs to be done
We
so that the American,
that's a good idea.
The American people can see what has been done to them. Right. How many emails from the community relations service have gone to the local TV reporter that you see on the news every night? Right. How much of that has gone on? Right. How much coordination has there been between, I know, the ADL and SPLC, these terrorist organizations that now finally have been cut off from the FBI, right? How much coordination with all of these NGOs that operate in this way was between the community relations service and them, right? This is stuff we should know, and it's been hidden from us by law.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane what has gone on in our country, and it's been done to us, right? Actually done. Like, people wanted this stuff; they want these things to be done. Right. That's like, I posted, you know, Matt Walsh has been really good. He's been really on the Kentucky one. And, you know, I posted something about it, and, you know, the hard thing, right. I know Cry Me a River about like tweets, you know, blowing up, but like a tweet blew up, and you get like the most insane responses from leftoids, right? Like some guy was like, oh, why don't you care about all the, you know, white school shooters that kill your kids? And it's like, nobody's letting them out of prison, right? There's no like bureaucratic system that is like, if that was happening, I'd be furious about that too, right? Like, oh, you just shot up a school and you're out after 8 years. That's bad. We shouldn't do that. But it's like, no, like the purpose of it is to completely cover up the crime that occurs in America. And like, you even see this. That's the other thing. Like, if Kash Patel does anything at the FBI, it's right. They stopped recording a lot of crime statistics.
Yeah.
Right. Over the Biden years.
Yeah.
I think the most recent ones was like 2021 was the last, you know, year that they did. Like, he needs to go back to doing that again, so people are aware of the crime that is occurring.
They need to mandate like Los Angeles and others to.
That's the other thing is like local police departments withhold that information from the FBI as well. So it's like the only information we have is highly redacted already from the collection side. So like the crime stats are what they are, and people should know them. Right. Even if they're uncomfortable facts, like, you should be aware of them, so that when things like BLM happen, they're like, oh, the whole system is racist and the police are racist and they're evil. And it's like, no, like, we should not be letting people out of prison, or like the restorative justice and all of this kind of stuff that like evangelicals get behind. Number one, like all the Kellerite losers are like, oh, restorative justice and systemic racism, blah, blah, blah. Right. They talk about all of that stuff. And it's like, what is the result of that? It means more crime, more people dying, more people getting raped, more people having their houses burglarized and so forth, right? Because the police are terrified to arrest criminals because they don't want to be the next Derek Chauvin, right? And like, that has to change immediately. The whole perception of it has to change, where it's like, I don't care what color or race or whatever a criminal is. I literally do not at all. No, I don't think anybody does. Right. I just want criminals put away. That's it. Right. I want them put away. And I don't care what the ratio is racially. If it's 99 white guys and 1 black guy, if that's what the ratio is, lock them up. And if it's the other way around, lock them up. I do not care. Right. Totally colorblind, actually.
Yeah.
And that's the way most people are. Yeah. They're like, I just want like order, right? I just want criminals to be dealt with. I don't care about any of that other stuff. I want to be able to take my children to a park and not have them stabbed. right? Is that too much to ask? But in leftoid world, it's like, no, actually, your children are fascists. They should be stabbed. And
what's that guy's name?
Leads me to was it Jay Jones?
Yeah, Jay Jones,
the attorney general candidate in Virginia, right? And this is insane stuff, right? Like the text, like this is the thing. Like the text came out from Jay Jones, and they're going to have an election in like 3 weeks, and right, he sends a text when he's a legislator in like the House of Delegates or something in Virginia to a Republican colleague. Right. That's the thing. Like a Republican legislator leaked these texts, right? Which tells you like the stuff he was sending to the Democrats has got to be like 10 times worse. Right. Like this is what he's telling to somebody that like isn't on his side and all of that, right? Confiding this stuff in him. Like, yeah, this guy should be shot. I would shoot him. You know, I mean, he tells like the Michael Scott joke from The Office, right? If I had,
it's crazy because all that stuff's real. I mean, people accuse Twitter of exaggerating,
but like that one was like, okay, you could maybe play that off like the guy's, telling a joke or whatever. But then when he gets into his kids, and he's like, yeah, they're raising little fascists, and I want that mom to like hold her dead kid in her arms, like stuff like that, like just sick, dark stuff, man. Like this is how these people think.
They are.
Yeah,
they believe this stuff. They're not just labeling us fascists because it's fun. They actually are operating with life or death in their minds. They're sick.
They believe like in that, and that's the thing that's gone, especially since Charlie Kirk's killing. That like now I think everybody, like, we understood this for a long time. Most of the people that like listen to us understand these things. That the accusation of being a Nazi or a fascist when the left levies it against you is not that, like, one, they don't even have any conception of what like this 1920s ideology is. They don't actually think you're an adherent to the political ideology of Mussolini or something, right? What it means to them is you are evil, you deserve to die.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it means when they call you a fascist. Yeah. Right. It's like, no, I'm actually not an adherent to 1920s ideology in Italy or 1930s ideology in Germany. I'm not an adherent to any of those things.
It's just, it's meaningless.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It comes from, I mean, the whole like label everyone a fascist comes from, it actually comes later. Yeah. It comes from Trotsky in like the 70s, like the 60s or 70s.
Or Trotskyites,
Trotskyites.
I mean, Trotsky's dead by then, but yeah,
Trotskyites. But like, I mean, nobody actually is thinking that you're sitting around like reading Gentile or something.
I know, it's like it's so absurd, but like, but they don't even think that. Like, it really is just, it's words to provoke and incite violence, right? That's what that accusation means. And all right, it's like, I don't actually believe any of those things, and yet it doesn't matter. Like if you saying that, like, oh no, I'm actually not, I'm not a fascist, I'm not a Nazi, that does not matter to them.
Doesn't matter
at all, right? You could explain, like, you could take hours to explain what your ideology actually is.
Then you're falling for their trap because they don't care.
Because they don't care at all. It's like, no, what I really mean is like, you need to die.
Yeah,
I want someone to kill you. Yeah, right. And the same thing goes with like, oh, preaching hate. Right, when they use like the word hate,
it just means
this is hate
with them, and
this means, and it also is like a corollary. It means like you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you need to die.
Yeah,
right. It's not just that like I disagree with you, you have different opinions than me, I really don't like your opinions, I think they're very wrong. It's no, I think someone should kill you. Right, that's what that means when you say that. Like you're beyond like discourse at that point. When they say that, like It isn't discourse where it's like we have competing ideas and a competing vision for the good. It's you must die.
Yeah, that's what a political category. It's a friend enemy distinction.
It is.
It's a friend enemy distinction.
It is, exactly. And so, right, looking at all of this stuff, it's like we have reached clearly a different level of this, right? I mean, even like I remember 2020 and everything that happened then, and thinking like people on the left, like, because we all had like friends or acquaintances or co-workers or whatever that were like Democrats, would vote for Democrats. And in the past, it was always like, oh, these people are misguided, or they don't understand things, or whatever. But you can at least have a conversation with them and discuss certain things with them. And it's like, by 2020, it became very clear you just can't. Like, you are operating from two completely different sets of first principles. You're operating at two completely different realities, right? They like and by 2022, like when you see how mainstream trans stuff was, and like trans kids and things like that, it's like these people are so insane that they believe that a man can become a woman, right? Like, how are you supposed to like do discourse with that, right? Have you watched CJ the conversation? I think it was this summer between Doug and Charlie Kirk.
No.
Right, you haven't seen that? You should watch it. The like in that conversation, he says that like the most histrionic people would get, like the most unhinged they would get, was not over abortion, even though that's usually what he would talk about. It was over the trans issue, right? It is like deep at the core of their set of beliefs, right? Because if you reject that, you're rejecting their entire reality.
It's also like, it's one of those existential moments, because if they can't convince you of that, you're going to begin to question things in an unraveling way.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the
you pull that
new
thread.
Frontier.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm actually done with the new ideological frontier thing, and I'm going to go back and rethink things.
Yeah, I was maybe okay with gay stuff. I was maybe okay with all the BLM stuff, but like now you want to, cut off the genitals of little boys. Like, that's can't go there. And they can't actually put the woke away. Right?
No,
they can't. And it's become obvious that they can't. And the more that it's rejected by this, mainstream, the center of American society, the more insane and violent they get. Right. That's what the future holds for us. Is right. Like, simply believing that, and it's like, it's interesting too. Like, this is the other thing, I think, in terms of like talking about where the church is at, with all this stuff. Like, I had a conversation with a friend back in Minnesota who went to an evangelical church. I think I told you about this. But like, and he was upset at the pastor of the church he was attending for like not mentioning anything like in a sermon or a prayer or anything in the service about Charlie Kirk. Right. And that was like kind of the big controversy afterward. It's like, well, if your pastor didn't say this, and you'd have like these prog evangelicals freaking out about people saying that you should leave your church if they don't mention Charlie. And it's like, yeah, you probably should. This should be like the tipping point for a lot of people, but especially like, you definitely should if they made a big, huge deal in 2020 about George Floyd and BLM and all of those things, and then they're silent about this. It's like, actually, you're going to a leftoid church, man. Right. Yeah. You are. So anyway, like, he was upset about this, and he got into like a long conversation with the pastor, and basically like, he's saying like, well, because the pastor was like, well, he said a lot of things that were, very controversial, and basically saying like, oh, he wasn't a very good Christian because he was confrontational. Right. And my friend was like, well, what did he say that was wrong? Right. What did he say that, like, from a Christian perspective, from a biblical perspective, was wrong? And like, this guy was like, well, he was really, he was, when he would talk about like trans stuff, and he's like, well, yeah, like men can't become women though. Right. Like, there really is only male and female. Right. And the pastor's like, well, there's a small percentage of people that are born with both, both sets of organs. And my friend is like, yeah, but like the Bible, like Jesus says male and female, he created them. Right. And this friend of mine, like, is kind of a new Christian. Right. And doesn't have like a ton of like biblical knowledge, but he had that one ready to go. And like, he couldn't pin the pastor down on like, do you agree with what Jesus says, that male and female, he created them, and that there's only two genders? Like, and it's like, that I don't think is an outlier, right, among evangelical churches.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of attitude. And like, you got into it with him on abortion too. It's like, well, what about an ectopic pregnancy and things like that? And it's like, these are the most basic arguments. Like, how are you as a pastor not able to just give straight up biblical morality, that murdering babies is wrong, that men can't become women?
Yeah. And
I told him, I'm like, dude, you know the reason why? It's because, right, there are a chunk of people, maybe 15, 20% of people in that church, it's mostly women that are left wing. And if he said that from the pulpit, like, they would leave. Mm-hmm. But not knowing that you say that, like, those people, yeah, they're gone. And it's like, don't let the door hit you. They're gone. But what would happen is, like, all of these people who are desperate for just like moral clarity on all of these kinds of issues, coming from a person with spiritual authority, giving it to them, that will come rushing to your church, that don't even go to church,
and bring their wives,
and their kids and everything else. Right. Like, the opportunity is right there. Mm-hmm. But the leadership class of evangelicalism is so unfit for this moment.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why you have like all of these, like, kind of semi-charismatic, churches, mega church kind of people that are like rising to the occasion.
Yeah. We got to go.
Yeah, no, we got to go. We don't have much. We have let's get to the, I saw we got a couple super chats. We need to answer them. All right. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. Jeremy Kearns, $4.99. Thank you, Jeremy. Do Contramundum, I think, like subscriptions or super chats, things like this, does it go towards your church funding?
We keep them separate. Right?
We keep them separate, but I mean, well, right now, we could do that, but we probably shouldn't. We need to keep it separate.
We keep it separate because we're setting up a new studio. So
yeah, so we're paying, like, the two are completely separate, and like the money that we get and things like that go to, paying for StreamYard, paying for cameras, paying for the studio, like things like that. So yeah, we keep those things totally separate. But thank you for asking and bringing that up.
I guess we should say thank you too, because we got a lot of support this week.
A lot of support. I'm sure from many of you. Thank you very much.
We were basically doing a drive to buy the land, and it was a success. I mean,
it has been
basically there.
Yeah, we're there with the land. I mean, the land, but I mean, we're going to continue raising money for for building.
We don't have $500,000 yet.
Yeah, we don't have $500,000 to $1 million to build the building just yet. So anyone who if you feel like, oh, we missed out, like,
we are grateful.
Contribute to that.
I mean, from my perspective, like, we want to do a church. We want it to done. We don't have millions of dollars at our disposal, but
we don't actually get money from Qatar. Qatar is not funding our church plant.
No, the money's dried up.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, a lot of people are longing for something that they can gather around that has the church at the center, and the church needs to be built well. I mean, a lot of us are convicted that beauty actually matters, that things need to lift your eyes upward to the heavens. And that's what we want the church to be. So we're taking it slow.
Yeah. We're like, we'll worship in the catacombs. We'll worship in the, remodeled Pizza Hut if we have to, but we want to have beautiful places. So to show that can be done.
So anything that's at the Whitleyville church site that's donated goes to the church.
Directly to the church, yeah.
Anything that's through Contramundum or on Twitter or whatever goes to this.
Well, anything going through the link like that, I posted on Twitter and Substack, and
that's all for
all for the church. Yeah. So the things that we do completely separate. So that's a good question. And again, thank you all of you. So many of you have been extremely generous, and everyone, I mean, not just us, but everyone in the church is very, very grateful.
They are great.
And our second one here from Von Brigoff, go hard. I don't have my computer right in front of me, so I have to squint like CJ to read these. GA from the CNC Router Boys. Okay.
Who's that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to inquire. I'll have to inquire what that means.
We need something CNC though.
There's several things I could think of. But yes, is it afternoon somewhere? I guess it is. Yeah, it's on the Eastern time. Yeah. Yes. Which, speaking of which, we got to get going. We are late. We have lots of stuff to do today, and so a short episode for us today. CJ is going to be gone the rest of the week, so I have Ron Dodson scheduled to fill in for you on Friday.
Good.
And then next week, I don't know. I'll have to figure somebody out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, or I could do it from over there.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe like the olden days.
Yeah.
The olden days of Contramundum.
Oh, I won't say where I'll be.
Yeah, but let me look at the chat one last time. Make sure we didn't miss anybody. All right. Good guys. Awesome. Yeah, great comment from Caden. Oh, awesome stuff. Well, man, I wish I could hang out with you guys and talk in the chat a little bit longer, but we do have to go. So I mean, I just came like straight from the gym. I'm all scrubby here. Sorry, guys. I'm not well attired this morning. I'm letting you all down. Not the audio people, though. They won't know. Now they do. All right. So have a great week. I will see you guys this Friday. But stay peacefully dangerous, and we will see you next time.